is usually what happens. However, I will tell you that there have been some incidences where people have had their have had to deal with somebody else's crazy crap. So you need to look into that too. But we're not subject to any foreign state, okay? Remember that. So the other thing that we need to do is the president picks the vice president, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that because they got to be able to work together well. So that was actually pretty smart. But it's interesting that we should be able to, we elect our president, and that's our amendment. But we also have, in effect, another amendment. Here's a really cool one. It proposed by Congress January 31st, 1865, ratified December 6, 1865. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime, wherefore the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. That's kind of interesting, right? Because what they used to do is, if England had criminals, they'd ship them to the Americas and make them work. And that was ratified in 1865. Pretty interesting, huh? Proposed by Congress June 13th, 1866, ratified July 9th, 1868. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction therefore are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor to deny any person without his jurisdiction equal protection under the law. Kind of interesting, huh? So they can't deny you your right to your life, liberty, and property without due process of law. So states are not supposed to, they're supposed to uphold the Constitution is what it's trying to say. So a state isn't supposed to, like fucking California, isn't supposed to tell its citizens that they can't have weapons. They just make it really hard on them. But they're not supposed to tell them they can't have it. Let's look at some other stuff. I mean, it's amazing what you find in here. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. You know when that was? February 26, 1969. And it was ratified February 3rd, 1870. Or 1869, and then it was ratified on February 3rd, 1870. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Kind of amazing, huh? Kind of blows your mind that these things were already in place, but we still had to fight to get it. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever sources derived without apportionment among several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. So they're going to tax the shit out of you. You think everybody keeps telling you that it's unconstitutional to tax you, but apparently they made an amendment of July 2nd, 1909, because they were poor. But actually, it wasn't ratified until February 3rd, 1913. So this was fought over for a long time. Let's talk about this. The Senate of the United States shall be comprised of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people. Therefore, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. The electors in each state shall have the qualification requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislators. When vacancies happen in, in the representation of any state in the Senate, the executive authority of such state shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies, provided that the legislation of any state may empower the executive, therefore, to make temporary appointments until the people fill the vacancies by election, as the legislators may direct. This amendment shall not be construed as an effort as to affect the election or term of any senator chosen before it becomes valid as part of the Constitution. So this is talking about the Senate. We all know that I think that Congress and everybody else should be limited to a certain amount of terms of office, just like the presidency is. 2 terms, that's all you can do. And that wasn't ratified till later, in the 1900s, I believe. And I have to look at that. But there it is. You know, we're supposed to be governed by people. I mean, we pay for their fucking salary, guys. Think about it. The rights of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Finally, 1919, we got the right to vote. Well, no, actually it was 1920, because it was ratified August 18, 1920. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. So, you know, that just means, but they already said earlier on, but they had to ratify that because people are so fucking stupid that they had to ratify it and make sure that they understood that, you know, women could vote too. Just because they weren't a guy doesn't mean you could take away their right to their freedom. But it took a while to get there. 1919? Think about it. 1919. Finally got the right to vote. What the fuck? Or 1920. But these are, by the way, the Constitution, this is constitution.org. It is online. I really hope you all take time to go listen to it because it's actually, or go read it because it's actually pretty good. So, I mean, to do that is a good thing for yourself. I think so, because I think that people need to understand who they are, what they are, and where they come from, and what's going on in their world. Let me take 1 second. I'm having problems with my YouTube. Well, really now? Is that be such an issue? What's up with that? My YouTube, it hates me. There's no likey. It's hating on me, guys. I think I want to stand on my soapbox now and go, hey, this is stupid. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but hold on, let me fix this problem. Let me fix it. Okay. It says I got a Wi-Fi issue, but I really don't think I do. Because it says connected. Here, let's go to another one. Now I think it's going to work because it's just being a dick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I want to play a song for you guys. And it really isn't about anything specific. It's just to look at, you know, your freedoms and what you have. It's oh so, you know, it's just, think about it. how many people get what we get? We're so pampered. We're such babies, if you think about it. So, anyway, here we go. Now, I'm sure y'all know that was Toby Keith and Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. So, let's talk about that. Our soldiers, they go out there and they fight every day and they do whatever our government tells them to. But it should be us, who are the ones that say, as a government, this is what I want you to go to war for. You know? They should be talking to the people. They just go ahead and get us in some fights. And they go ahead and do whatever they want, and it's not okay. It's not okay, because I know sometimes you just gotta go to war, I got that, especially if you're being attacked. But we haven't been attacked ever on American soil. Yeah, I would have, if I was in World War II, I mean, what was going on there was atrocious. But we've got a lot of people, a lot of different countries where genocide is being committed in our country, and we are not involved in that. Folks, wake up. They're taking advantage of us in some ways. Wake up.